Welcome back. We are on May 20th, paragraph 140 of the novella Flowers for Algernon. Let's go ahead and get into it. Please follow along. You can use your computer with the light bulb to follow along for these next couple pages. Or if you don't have your computer, you're using an index card with your textbook. So please make sure that you're keeping track sentence for sentence. You've got to be there word for word, sentence for sentence. If not, you can't say you're being a student. You're being whatever a student isn't in a school, whatever that could be. So May 20th, paragraph 140, let's get it. I would not have noticed the new dishwasher, a boy of about 16, at the corner diner where I take my evening meals if not for the incident of the broken dishes. They crashed to the floor, shattering and sending bits of white china under the tables. The boy stood there, dazed and frightened, holding the empty tray in his hand, the whistles and catcalls from the customers, the cries of, "Hey, there go the profits," "Mazel tov," and, "Well, he didn't work here very long," which invariably always seems to follow the breaking of glass or dishware in a public restaurant. All seemed to confuse him. When the owner came to see what the excitement was about, the boy cowered as if he expected to be struck and threw up his arms as if to ward off the blow. All right, you dope," shouted the owner. "Don't just stand there. Get the broom and sweep that mess up. A broom! A broom, you idiot! It's in the kitchen. Sweep up all the pieces." The boy saw that he was not going to be punished, and his frightened expression disappeared, and he smiled and hummed as he came back with the broom to sweep the floor. A few of the rowdier customers kept up the remarks, amusing themselves at the boy's expense. "Here, Sonny, come over here. There's a nice piece behind you. Come on, do it again. He's not so dumb. It's easier to break him than to wash him." As his vacant eyes, and you can see him up here, right? As his vacant eyes moved across the crowd of amused onlookers, he slowly mirrored their smiles and finally broke into an uncertain grin at the joke, which he obviously did not understand. I felt sick inside as I looked at his dull, vacuous smile, the wide, bright eyes of a child, uncertain but eager to please. They were laughing at him because he was mentally handicapped. And I had been laughing at him too. Suddenly, I was furious at myself and all those who were smirking at him. I jumped up and shouted, "Be quiet! Leave him alone! It's not his fault he can't understand. He can't help what he is. But he's still a human being." The room grew silent. I cursed myself for losing control and creating a scene, and I tried not to look at the boy as I paid my check and walked out without touching my food. I felt ashamed for both of us. How strange it is that people of honest feelings and honest sensibility, who would not take advantage of a man born without arms or legs or eyes, how such people think nothing of abusing a man born with low intelligence. It infuriated me to think that not too long ago, I, like this boy, had foolishly played the clown, and I had almost forgotten. I'd hidden the picture of the old Charlie Gordon from myself, because now I was intelligent. It was something that had to be pushed out of my mind. But today, in looking at that boy for the first time, I saw that I had been what I had been. I was just like him. And only a short time ago, I learned that people laughed at me. Now I can see that unknowingly I joined with them in laughing at myself. That hurts most of all. I've often reread my progress reports and seen the illiteracy, the childish naivete, the mind of low intelligence peering from a dark room through the keyhole at the dazzling light outside. I see that even in my dullness, I knew that I was inferior and that other people had something I lacked, something denied me. And in my mental blindness, I thought it was somehow connected with the ability to read and write. And I was sure that if I could get those skills, I would automatically have intelligence too. Even a feeble-minded man wants to be like other men. A child may not know how to feed itself or what to eat, yet it knows of hunger. This, then, is what I was like. I never knew. Even with my gift of intellectual awareness, I never really knew. This day was good for me. Seeing the past more clearly, I've decided to use my knowledge and skills to work in the field of increasing human intelligence levels. I mean, who's better equipped for this work? Who else has lived in both worlds? These are my people. Let me use my gift to do something for them. Tomorrow, I will discuss with Dr. Strauss the manner in which I can work in this area. I may be able to help him work out the problems of widespread use of the technique which was used on me. I have several good ideas of my own. There's so much that might be done with this technique. If I could be made into a genius, what about thousands of others like myself? What fantastic levels might be achieved by using this technique on normal people, on geniuses? There's so many doors to open. I am impatient to begin. Paragraph 165. Progress report, 13, May 23rd. It happened today. Algernon bit me. I visited the lab to see him, as I do occasionally, and when I took him out of his cage, he snapped at my hand. I put him back, and for a while, he was unusually disturbed and vicious. Please take a moment to maneuver your question mark to a part that you could ask a question about on paragraph 165. Do that now, please. All right. May 24th. Bert, who is in charge of the experimental animals, tells me that Algernon is changing. He's less cooperative. He refuses to run the maze anymore. General motivation has decreased, and he hasn't been eating. Everyone is upset about what this may mean. Please maneuver your question mark again for paragraph 166 to a spot where you could ask a good question. Go ahead and do that now. All right. May 25th. They've been feeding Algernon, who now refuses to work the shifting lock problem. Everyone identifies me with Algernon. In a way, we're both the first of our kind. They're all pretending that Algernon's behavior is not necessarily significant for me, but it's hard to hide the fact that some of the other animals who were used in this experiment are showing strange behavior. Dr. Strauss and Dr. Niemer have asked me not to come to the lab anymore, and I know what they're thinking, but I can't accept it. I'm going to go ahead with my plans to carry their research forward. With all due respect to both of these fine scientists, I'm well aware of their limitations. If there is an answer, I have to find it out for myself. Suddenly, time has become very important to me. May 29th. I've been given my own lab, a lab of my own, and permission to go ahead with the research. I'm on to something, working day and night. I've had a cot moved into the lab, and most of my writing time is spent on the notes which I keep in a separate folder. But from time to time, I feel it necessary to put down my moods and my thoughts out of sheer habit. I found the calculus of intelligence to be a fascinating study. Here is the place for the application of all the knowledge I've acquired. In a sense, it's a problem I've been concerned with all my life. I would like you to write, if you don't have a computer, to draw a light bulb next to paragraph 170. If you have a computer, put the light bulb next to paragraph 170. And I'd like you to think for about 15 seconds why this is such a key paragraph, paragraph 170, in the story Flowers for Algernon. Please do so now. All right. Great work today, 8th grade.